Hi everyone, we have three things to talk about in today's video. We're going to talk about Argentina, we're going to talk about the US, and we're talking about institutions, of course. How can we not talk about that? So first off, there's some, I think, confusion over a recent announcement coming out of Argentina regarding cryptocurrencies and taxes. There's a bill that is trying to be passed in Argentina regarding taxes and reporting and disclosing previously undisclosed assets. Argentina is trying to incentivize their citizenry to go ahead and disclose what they're holding now, and the sooner they do so, the better. I reported on this about a month ago, if not a little bit longer than that. If you disclose your assets by August, you get a 5% penalty, and a few months after that, it moves to 10%, and a few months after that, it moves to 15%. And originally, cryptocurrencies were included in this as an asset that you can disclose and kind of benefit from this leniency in reporting and finally opening up about what cryptocurrencies you're holding. Now, because this bill needs to be passed in Congress and President Milei is kind of in the minority, he's there as an independent party, so he doesn't have the majority in Congress. It means that in order for this bill to pass, they had to cut some corners, and that means that cryptocurrencies are no longer included specifically in that bill. This could mean that they will make a way for this to happen in the future, but as it stands, it means that cryptocurrencies aren't included in this kind of leniency or tax forgiveness that the Argentinian government is offering their citizens of other assets that they're holding. A lot of people are misunderstanding this and thinking that all of a sudden they're declaring crypto to be tax-free. No, it's kind of the opposite. It's still very much subject to capital gains tax. And if you are an Argentinian resident or a tax resident there or a citizen, I think you should be aware of this. A lot of people got very excited, and it was, I think, a little bit prematurely announced that it's now crypto tax-free in Argentina. That's just not the case. Now let's travel a little bit north of Argentina to the US, where the Biden administration is now declaring it is an emergency situation for them to collect data on mining operations in the U.S. Is this because it's been very cold in the U.S. and they're worried about energy consumption? Maybe, but the types of information that they want to collect says a lot more. This article on Crypto Briefing, I'll put a link to all these articles down below in the video description. They go over exactly what they're looking for, but it's important to note that the mining operations that will be needing to comply are those that have already been readily identified. So for those that are operating on the grid, for those that are super public in their operations, and it's quite obvious that they're functioning in the United States, they're obviously going to be targeted by this and they must comply. It's pretty obvious that they are also, like it says in this article, creating a detailed registry of mining operations nationwide. They want to know exactly who is mining what their equipment is what equipment they're working with, and how much Bitcoin they're earning. They're definitely going to want to know that as well. They're going to be required to provide data about their firms, their locations, including geographic coordinates. Also, they must disclose the total electricity consumption at each facility, regardless of whether the miner controls all the energy use. They must reveal the percentage of the facility's power that goes specifically to crypto mining and identify their electric utility provider. They also want specifics on mining equipment. For each facility, miners will have to disclose the number of ASIC miners, the models, the ages of those machines to determine energy needs, and the maximum hash rate performance during the reporting period. This is coming, of course, after last year when Biden announced that he wanted to put a 30% tax on electricity costs for all mining operations. Again, for those who want to have anything to do with cryptocurrencies in the United States, this is what you should be expected. You're going to be demanded to fork over a lot of information, a lot of specific information about your facilities, about how your company is run to the government, because they want to know exactly every little stinking thing that you're up to. But you know what I think is great is they're going to probably discover exactly how energy efficient and beneficial it actually is to have miners in certain jurisdictions, and how their energy use and storage of that energy could actually benefit the greater communities as well. So we'll see how they're going to twist this. probably not going to be in the best light. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But right now, they want to get all the data that they can. And lastly, I have to touch on the fact that as of now, the Bitcoin spot ETF holders, the institutions, now are in control of 3.3% of the current supply of Bitcoin. If that doesn't get the fire under your butt going to continue to dollar cost average and accumulate the Bitcoin for yourself while you still can, before that percentage continues to increase in the future, and you know that it will, and you know they're going to be buying up the dips. That's why these dips aren't lasting so long. I hope that you're all taking advantage of that and dollar cost averaging according to your own investment strategy, of course. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.